What's going on, Urban CEO Network, and everybody here watching As Real as It Gets TV. My name is Taria Vision Avant, and on this edition, we have an incredible guest. We have a VIP guest, guys, who's going to share with you about her incredible, beautiful skincare line, as well as we're going to talk a lot about branding. Listen, all I can tell you is this, is if you are really wanting to know what it takes to be able to build a successful brand, the things that you need to think of with getting your business started, this is the show for you. So make sure that you stay plugged in. Also, do me a favor. If you are joining in, no matter what channel you're watching, do me a favor and let me know your city and your state, including your website. If you're in business, include your website. You just never know. We might shout you out on the next show. So make sure that you do comment. We are broadcasting all over the place on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Please also, if you are watching on any of those channels, make sure that you give us a thumbs up or a like or a heart, share, and make sure to subscribe to our channel. Well, look, I'm not going to hold you up too long. I want to go ahead and get into this show, get you connected with some of our amazing ambassadors. But first, I've got a little commercial. So let me plug the commercial and we shall be back. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Taria Vision Avant, and I wanted to just jump up here real quick and tell you, have you heard about the Urban CEO Network? Darling, if you have not heard about Urban CEO, then you need to make sure that you jump on board. Right now, we have a special so that you can actually be a part of our Urban CEO Academy, which is our monthly membership program, where not only do you get exclusive access to events, discounts, and things of that nature, but you also get training that's designed to help you to grow your business. Right now, you can join for 7 days for free and see what we're all about. All you need to do is go to urbanceoacademy.com and check us out. For real. Like, we're the fastest growing organization right now, designed to help men and women that come from the urban community that want to grow in business, that want to grow in their career, or you simply just want to be able to grow in your life. Urban actually stands for unapologetic, real bold, action-oriented, and non-conforming. So come over here, check us out, join. We want you to be a part of what we're doing. 7 days free. You have really, it's a win-win situation, so you can see what we're all about, all right? So join. I look forward to seeing you guys there. I'm going to talk to you later. Deuces. All right, so everybody, welcome back from that commercial break. And now what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to get one of our incredible Urban CEO ambassadors to share the announcement. So let's go ahead and bring them on to talk about what's good in the hood.
Hello. It's your girl, Candy with an E, and I'm here with today's announcements. Are you an Academy member? Are you really an Academy member? Which means that you have been in the Academy for more than 3 months. If you have been, then guess what? Your power pack is on the way. If you are an Academy member and you have been in our Academy for over 3 months, your power pack will be sent out at the end of this month. So make sure that you're checking your mailboxes. And when you get that power pack, make sure you let everybody know that Urban CEO Network has sent it out to you. Now, the other thing that I want to talk to you guys about is being a professor. If you have skills, you know how to teach people about whatever, send in an email to info@urbanceonetwork.com, because we need you as a professor in our academy and teaching us all of your knowledge. So again, get your email out, put in info@urbanceonetwork, and in the subject line say, I want to be a professor, and send in an email and let us know what it is that you know how to do. So, want to get exposure? Hit us up, because if you are a business owner and you want to be seen in front of thousands of people, guess what? Send an email in to info@urbanceonetwork.com and let us know that you want to get exposure, and we will send you all of the information on how we can help you get your business exposure. Again, I'm your girl, Candy with an E, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Candy. I appreciate you for the announcements. And y'all, excuse Crown. Y'all know Crown is our official dog with Urban CEO. He wanted to bark. I guess he was excited about the announcements that Candy had because he just wanted to let y'all know he's in the building. And also, Candy didn't even let everybody know who she is, what she does. You know, she's a little humble in the background. But a lot of people hit me up and they say, who is it that does your social media? Like, who's doing the graphics, the quotes, all of the content that you guys create with your social media? And Candy Martin with Candy Enterprises, she actually gets that done. So if you need help with your social media, you need some management, you need some posting, you need all that good stuff, right? Make sure that you hit her up at candyenterprises.com. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, guys, is we're gonna go ahead and shift gears for another commercial. You know, we gotta pay some bills, darling. We got bills to be paid, and we want to make sure that we get them done. So with that said, let's go ahead and bring up another one of our incredible super sponsors. Let's check it out.
Hi, my name is Angela Taylor, the founder and CEO of So Lovely Creation Boutique and Angela Sky Collection. I created Angela Sky Collection to tell my story, to tell my journey. I believe that fashion speaks value, and I believe that it tells everyone's story because it gives you a chance to create something that you love, create something that other people will enjoy and love too. Everyone has a story to tell, and I hope that you guys can truly find your own voice, and maybe So Lovely Creation Boutique and Angela Sky Collection can help you find that voice by wearing some of my items that has boisterous words on there and expresses feeling.
All right. So yes. So you know what's so dope about that particular sponsor is they also have included some incredible goodies for our Urban CEO Power Packs. So for those of you who are qualified, make sure that you check out your boxes because you guys are going to get some goodies from our incredible sponsors, including the one that you just saw. Well, guess what? We're also going to do something that I love doing, and this is where we get to have a quote so we can reflect upon, you know, just whatever we want to reflect on. And what we do is we like to bring our incredible Urban CEO ambassadors to share the quote of the day. So let me see if I can ring the alarm and see who's going to be up with us today to share the quote of the day.
Hello, hello, hello. It's your girl, Pixie Lee. I am the busy, bossy mommy, and I am here to give you the quote of the day. I chose this quote because a lot of people see it, and they always want to connect it to a relationship or to somebody, but this quote today applies to you and your business. The quote says, be all in or get all out. There's no halfway. We get so energized, we got this great idea, then we talk to these dream snatchers and these negative Nancy's, and all of a sudden we don't know if we can do it. Then we go to a conference, or then we do a webinar. Boom, I'm energized, I got what I need. Now I'm about to bust it open, I'm about to do the damn thing. Then we talk to the wrong person again. Boom, now we ain't got nothing. Listen, let's just go ahead and make an agreement that from now on, don't talk to nobody. Just you, your coach, and Jesus. Get you a good piece of paper and a good planner. Write down your plan of action. Give you good 90 days, and I need you to hit the ground running. I need you to be as serious about making these dollars, changing the world, and changing your bank account as you are about getting on the phone trying to convince somebody that you can do what you've been called to do. So again, the quote say, be all in or get all out. I am the busy, bossy mommy. I am the ghostwriter and the author and the coach. Holla at your girl if you need me. Peace.
When I get those two together, I don't really know what to do because they be cutting up. But Pixie is the queen of quotes. I don't even know if she caught that. She said, you, your coach, and Jesus. I'm like in my head, like we need to create a whole new t-shirt talking about it's just me, my coach, and Jesus. That's who I trust. Everybody else, what'd you say? Everybody else, they out of there. What'd you say, Pixie? Me, my coach, and Jesus. Who you trust. That's it. God dang it on. But yeah, I appreciate that quote. Thank you so much. That is so true. Guys, we've got to stop letting other people who ain't trying to do what we do affect what we're going to do. And so thank you so much for that quote of the day. Well, guys, again, we have another look, we rolling in with the commercials. And if you're interested in being able to have your business in front of thousands, and we have an official announcement that we can't really officially share just yet because we are expanding. Urban CEO is not just going to be on YouTube, Facebook. We're also going to be converting everything to a podcast, but we also are going to soon be on your television stations. Okay. So we can't really officially announce it yet until it happens. You know, I like to make sure it's already on the play so y'all can go over there and check it out. But we have some major announcements. But until then, we have another commercial for you guys. And then we're going to be bringing up our special VIP guest. So let's check out this commercial. Will Roundtree, Twyla Portis, Carla Beatles, Orlando Haynes, Dr. Jasmine Zapata, Andrea Williams, Dr. LaTanya Jackson, Kitten Gray, Brian Keith Bailey, Isabel Rojas, and then we have Micro. We have Annette Bryant, as well as Dr. Stevie Aisha Mills. What do all these people have in common? My name is Taria Vision-Avant, and since 2014, I've helped more than 5,000 speakers, coaches, and network marketers to write books to grow their business. Look, this is the best time more than ever to actually finally get that book done. So if you want to join my free masterclass and to learn more about how I can help you to get your book done, go to abookin30days.com. I hope you join me. We actually have an intensive book camp coming up very soon. So I hope that you pull up on us and join me. All right. So abookin30days.com, and I'll see you there. Deuces. All right, guys, so I am so excited to have another one of our incredible VIP guests that have joined us here with As Real As It Gets TV. You know, my goal, or our goal here with Urban CEO, shall I say, is to be able to bring real conversations with real entrepreneurs, especially urban entrepreneurs or urban family members or urban, whatever in the world. Because remember, when I say CEO, it's not just only about being an entrepreneur, but also being a CEO of your finances, a CEO of your health and wellness, the CEO of your relationships, all those things. And so we want to bring someone that will give us some real information, and that's not going to make it overwhelming. I told you, one of the biggest challenges that I see within the urban community is that a lot of the stuff that's available, the resources and things of that nature, they become confusing. I think that is on purpose, but we're going to make sure that we inform you guys in a way that you can understand. And I'm super excited about that. Okay. So that's super dope. Now, we have had a lot of people that are like, we want to be a guest on the show. We do personally pick our guests that we bring on here as our VIP guests. But if you're interested, if you either want to be a guest or you would like to have your business or service highlighted, you can always send us an email to info@urbanceonetwork.com. Well, now let me tell you something. So I'm excited because the guest that we bringing on today, I actually have known her for a while. Okay. Now this is what's so dope about, entrepreneurship, being out there in the world and being out there, doing what you do and walking in your purpose. We met in another company. And if anybody's followed me, I always talk about, I got into the industry of network marketing around 2009. Before then I was a tripreneur, but I finally was able to get into something where I had success. And we joke about it all the time because the kind of money that we were making in that company was like unreal, like it was unheard of. For people that never had experience in the industry to just go out and kill it like the way that we were killing it. But one thing I can tell you about her, she always had the personality that was just very inviting, humble, but she also don't play no games. Okay. That's one thing I'm gonna tell you. I know that about her. She don't play no games. And so let me give her introduction so you guys can hear all about her. First of all, her name is Michelle, and she is the owner of HoneyMilk, where she is a master look, hold on, let me make sure I say this right. Artisan or artisan. She gonna correct me, y'all. Making handcrafted soap and skincare for the health conscious consumer. She is also a brand and business launch strategy coach through her signature coaching program and workshop called Ignite Day. I cannot wait for us to talk more about that. Michelle shows women how to discover their special genius, and for those smart men out there too, I just want y'all to know y'all are invited, and attract the target market that's looking for what they have to offer. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to bring to the line none other than our VIP guest of the day, Michelle here. Well, hey girl, how you doing?
I am good. I'm so good.
Well, now that is it artisan or artesian?
Artisan.
Okay, see, listen. I know how to read. All right, don't nobody try to play me. I know how to read. But Michelle, it is so exciting to have you here. I know we were able to give a great introduction about you, but my question for all of our urban CEOs watching right now is tell us a little bit about how you've gotten to where you are today, so that we can get ourselves caught up and talking about today's topic. So go ahead and take the floor.
Wow. Where do I start? So I've always been this type of person that had an entrepreneurial spirit. It was very, very hard for me to sit down behind someone else's desk and do what they wanted me to do. And I've always noticed that about myself. So it led me to quit a lot of jobs and, try to find my niche, find where I belong and all that good stuff. I was a professional dancer for about 20 years. I studied classical dance, modern jazz, and I did hip hop and all that good stuff. And I performed all across the world. And that, that is the one thing that kept me creative. And it helped me, honestly, to find my creative knack for whatever it is that I put my hands on. And, I landed in this specific business after trial and error of graphic design, work for, small businesses. I started in the organization that, we were taught, where you introduced in the beginning. And back then I didn't know what I was doing. I was very amateur. And so, from there, I continued designing for about another 10 to 12 years, and off and on, but mainly on, and just went from there. And, this company specifically, if we're ready to get into that, but this company specifically started as a need, for my son. My son, his name is Noah, spelled Noa. And he has autism, he has autism spectrum disorder. And, with Noah, once I started to research everything about what we were putting into our bodies and, how autism comes about and, the theories and all this good stuff. And I'm like, well, if, we're putting this stuff into kids, through vaccinations and whatever, I want to make sure that I'm not adding to the pot. I want to make sure that, because our skin is our largest organ, let me make sure that I'm not adding to that by putting on the lotion, the chemically laced lotions and soaps and all that stuff. And so it honestly started with me just trying to keep the toxins out. And here we are 11 years later and a really successful business. So.
Well, I mean, we can tell. We see the backdrop, and y'all, that's not a green screen back there. That's real product. Well, first, listen, I'm gonna have to. What I'll do is, and a lot of times, what I do is, I like to order different things, especially from our fellow urban CEOs, and so I'm gonna order some product back there behind you. And what we'll do is we'll allow one of our Urban CEO Academy members to actually get their name drawn and win a special giveaway. And so,
let's do it.
Okay, good.
Awesome.
So we'll make sure to get y'all hooked up, all my Urban CEO Academy members. Now, one thing that I love so much about this particular title, we talk about leveraging your special genius to earn more. And you had to really take, this whole concept. First of all, I don't know if y'all caught it, but she created a business from a challenge, right? I don't like to use the word problem, but it was a challenge. Yeah. And so she was able to create an opportunity. And a lot of times when we get into business, we get into business based on something that we want, not necessarily something that is a need. Right. And so when it's something that you want versus a need, now you have to figure out how to make it attractive to your audience. But you already were able to find an audience based on a need, correct?
Right. Absolutely.
So I know that you also help people with branding. So my question to you is, the first question I want to ask is, how do you help people with identifying? You created this amazing skincare line and it's just growing like crazy. How do you help other people to figure out, like, what is that genius or what is that challenge and how to create the right product or service for what they're trying to do?
First and foremost, I always tell people to tap into who they are specifically. And it's really and truly about it. There are certain steps, but in a nutshell, when you find out what what it is, not only about, it's not about what you want. And when I tell people you have to take yourself out of the equation, it's really and truly not about what you want. It's what you can provide through what other people want. And if you're the person for that, if you're going to serve as the hub for whatever people want, then, that becomes your identity. And so I always try to tell people and teach people that once you discover whatever it is in yourself that's going to creatively bring forth something, that's a great thing. Yeah, that's beautiful. But when you're able to really and truly tap into your special genius as it pertains to what it is that you have to offer people, what it is that you can offer that nobody else in the world can do the way you can do it. A lot of people skip that. They just say, oh, okay, this product is great. I can sell it. I'm going to sell it. And that's it. And they struggle and struggle and struggle with making money. Mm-hmm. So just like with me, and it was so crazy because I had to literally switch from being a professional dancer to a graphic designer and then to a skincare specialist. And I like 3 complete extremes. But the one thing that I did take from each and everything was the idea of I knew how to take a problem and make that problem my own and mm-hmm. put my story behind that problem and find those with the same story that will resonate with that story for me. And see, a lot of people think that they can sell to everybody. You can't sell to everybody. Unfortunately, like for instance with you and book writing, everybody probably can write a book, but everybody's not meant to write a book. Mm-hmm. And make I shouldn't say that, but make a bestseller. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of times people think that they can do everything or they can sell to everybody. And I strongly believe that that's so not true. I strongly believe that if you take whatever it is that makes you special, and it's that 0.1%, mm-hmm. 0.1% of genius that you have, whatever 0.1% that the universe gave you to make you special, whatever it is about you that completely stand out, you have to take that specialty and you could apply it to a certain industry. You can apply it to being a professional dancer. You can apply it to being an artist, a book writer, like whatever it is. But it's something, what it is it's something that you do innately well that other people can't do. And so when I go into branding with people, whenever I coach people on branding, whenever a client or customer comes to me, they need a brand. The very first thing that I do is I help them to figure out what is it about you that makes you special and how can we tie that in to what you're going to sell. And we use, let me give you an example of a young lady that I coached here at a workshop. At one of my first 2 Ignite days, she came to actually back to back. She came and she was a blood, what do you call it? A phlebotomist. She drew blood, but she had a mobile phlebotomy company. And she was like, well, how, what I was telling her, I said, you got to find that one special, whatever it is. And she's like, well, how can I do that? I just draw blood. And I said, well, what is it about when you draw blood with kids that make it special? She said, well, you know what? It's funny that you asked that because when I go to draw blood, it's always kids with either special needs that don't like, kids with special needs or kids with maybe ADHD or something like that, where their focus is off and they have this great fear of someone either touching them or holding them or trying to do something to them. And she said, well, it's still just drawing blood. I said, well, what happens when you go and you try to draw that specific child's blood? Like what happens? And so she says, well, I have this thing that I do that it's easy for me to calm them down. Even there, and she said, I try to teach the mothers or whoever, the same technique to help to do things with them to get them to act right, quote unquote, but get them to act right so that they can do whatever they need them to do. So she goes, but when I do it, it's different. She said, it's some sort of approach that I have that I use that, helps them to calm down, and I can easily draw their blood every single time. And just like if you're on an airplane, the very first thing that you do when you sit down next to somebody, you start to get to know that person. It's something that you innately do every single time that nobody else does. When I go on an airplane and somebody starts talking to me, they automatically start talking to me about their personal problems. The first thing that Michelle's going to do is Michelle's going to break down that problem, and I'm going to talk to them. I'm going to counsel them. I'm going to make them feel so equipped to deal with that situation. Doesn't matter. Every single person that I meet, I do the same exact thing. So that is my 0.1% that makes me special. So that 0.1% that makes me special is, of course, my special genius. I can now take that discovery and I can turn it into an actual business, or I can apply it to whatever business in order to make me some money. And that is what I did with my dance company. That's what I did with my dance companies. That's what I did with my branding company. And that's what I'm now doing with my skincare company. And when I tell you, it's an amazing technique. It is an amazing, I think a lot of people spin their wheels and they're wasting time when if they don't discover that special about them that nobody else can do but them. It's crazy.
Absolutely. So. Oh, and I, you know what I love so much about what you shared, you know, what that thing is that's special. First of all, I always share the scripture, God will make room for your gift. It's a gift that you have. Many of us be out here trying to run with gifts, right? And and what I find, Michelle, is that, and you know what's funny is you didn't really, just because you have multiple businesses, it didn't mean that you had different gifts. You took the gift that you had, and that's what has allowed you to create these multiple businesses. But can I ask you a question? If you find that somebody is operating in a space that is not their gift, can they get burnt out? Because that, I think that was where I was sometime, and I'm always trying to share that. And so, what is your reflection on that?
My goodness, you know, nobody's ever asked me that, but that is a very good stinking question, because a lot of people, they miss it. And that's, I kind of touched on that earlier. They miss it where they're so drawn by how much money you can make because somebody else has told them how much money you can make in this industry, or how much money you can make doing this, that, and the other, XYZ. And if you only do this, just follow these 6 steps and you're going to make this amount of money. And this is what, you know, the one thing I've always found with that, that's great, but it only lasts, it's a very temporary thing, because you're not working in what makes you special. Now you can apply it to that same situation, that same thing that you're doing to drive you crazy. I think that right there would help you to streamline processes and make things easier and make it a little bit more smooth and a little bit more seamless for you to work in something that you don't like. But at the end of the day, if you're not solely, primarily, foundationally working from that one special genius that makes you special, that one thing, first, before you decide, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to go this way with it, I'm going to make money from that. If you don't work from that first, you're going to easily fall in the trap of going into something that you more than likely, after a while, you're not going to like. And it's going to burn you out. It's going to make you feel just, okay, I'm doing this. Now I'm just spinning my wheels, because now, you know, nothing's working. I don't like it. I'm not happy here. I'm not making an impact. And then that's the other thing. That's what's going to hit you next, is if you're going to automatically discover that you're not making an impact with what it is, because your special genius versus you making an impact, you making something happen from whatever it is that you've created or whatever you're a part of, it's just going to show up, and you're going to have that mirror sitting there. And then it's something with people. I kind of want to say this, but I don't want to say this.
Say it. Look, this is as real as it gets. So please say it. What you gonna say? Tell it real.
It's something with people that some people just don't believe in themselves enough. They don't believe in their own ability enough to make a difference, and that stems from childhood. That stems from a very traumatic situation in their life, or that stems from something that moved and shaped in their life that just really uprooted them and made them just kind of go south on their own, you know, self-belief. And so it starts there, and I call that foundational fear harboring. I was just talking about that on Facebook not too long ago. Foundational fear harboring is something that triggers people, and it stops you right in your tracks. It stops you dead in your tracks. It's something that happened that you bring up every single time in your spirit, in your gut, and it stops you in your tracks, and it makes you, it kind of makes you shrink away from being your best self. And I call it foundation of fear harboring. And a lot of times when we're ready to move forward in life, when we're ready to do that big thing that has us so motivated and has, has given us so much momentum and makes us want to push forward, that thing, that foundational fear, it always has a way of showing up and triggering us. And so a lot of times I strongly believe that it's that thing, that trigger, that causes us to kind of escape into things that we don't like, things that makes, because it's easier. We can do this as a what do you call it? A space saver, or, something to do, something, something that's going to keep me away from doing something that I'm truly passionate about, something that, because that foundational fear, that trigger, the person that's been beating it in you, that made you feel like you can't do it and you shouldn't do this and you're not good enough, or you're this, that, and the other, whatever it is, whatever that trigger is, it's going to always keep us running away from what we're truly meant to do. And I think that's how we always fall into that trap of doing stuff that we don't like to do, just to run away from, things that we're meant to do, because of those foundational fears. And, once we get there, it's really, really, really tough to get out of. Yes. It is very tough because we'll never believe. We never believe in ourselves. It's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
It's weird how it's a web that we weave, and it's weird how that goes, but it exists.
It
definitely, and that burnout
exists.
Is true.
Yeah, listen,
quick.
And we were talking about that burnout, but hold on, one thing, because you just dropped some major bombs, so we got to give it up. Come on, yes. Look, the burnt out is real, and I have seen so many people with so much potential, and sometimes what happens in the burnout is because you become addicted to what the perception is. I was listening to this event that just took place, Side Gig Con, by Tara Jackson, and she had an incredible speaker, and he was saying that within our culture, what kills us is perception. So we strive to have the things that society is like telling us this is what success looks like, and because you're chasing after that, you end up putting yourself into situations where, because this is a guarantee, you're doing it, but you're burnt out. And people can feel it. They can feel your energy. Like you're projecting off the energy, you know what I'm saying? That is really, it's creating a cancer. And so, man, oof.
Absolutely.
Look, you got tingles too. I got tingles because I just think about that. And I think about a lot of our brothers and our sisters that, how we met, who are kind of still caught up in a situation, who have incredible gifts. So let me ask you this, Michelle. So somebody is coming to you, and one thing I see from a lot of people, because I know you talk about building brands and things of that nature. This is the number one thing I feel I get from many people. I'm rebranding, but they never really put the initial brand out in the first place, right? So a lot of times people think that the brand is all about, a logo or your colors, and which that's a portion of it. But if you could give me, what is the explanation according to what you do of what branding is all about? What is branding all about?
Wow. Branding is the experience that you give. And a lot of people, they have that completely misconstrued because, again, perception. A lot of us don't realize that a brand is so much more than just the logo. It's the experience. And once at first I didn't know either, but once I was able to grasp that, it's really the experience. The logo and all that stuff, it just didn't matter anymore. I was so caught up in developing this experience. When my customer sees the logo and they see the brand colors and all that, is that going to be enough to draw them in? When they read my content, when they see when they type in those keywords and they find me, and from the time that they find me, what happens from the time that they find me? And so that right there is your brand. And it's crazy because it's another web that we weave. It's something, everything is interconnected from the logo. thought it was raining, from the logo, from the brand scheme, the color palette, from your tagline, from all of that works beautifully. It's what's going to at least get the attention. If you can get the attention, once you get the attention, what happens after you get the attention? And so when they contact your company, whether they go to the website, whether they send you an email, whether they call you, what happens when they interact with your post on social media, when they see your post on social media talking about XYZ product or this or that, the way you put your content out there, what happens after that? What's the call to action? What's the experience that you're giving them? From the time they ordered from your website, from the time they go to your website, as they're scrolling through the products, what is happening? What's going to happen next? Is it seamless for them? From the time they get their products from you, is it seamless? After they get their products from you, is it seamless? Are you coming back and doing a loyalty program? Are you pouring into them? Are you asking them all of that is
right.
a brand.
That's
a lot of people just think it stops at the logo. My dear,
so much more.
It is so much more. And I had no clue, but baby, once I got that bad boy, everything skyrocketed.
Wow.
My God. And it's literally just from that logo. That logo is very important though, because it's going to snap that attention. It's going to grab that attention. But once you get that, and once you nail that down, are you even talking to the specific customer that you're supposed to be talking to through your logo?
Come on.
You know what I mean? And so through the brand identity, once they see that, is it attracting the person that you're trying to attract? And then the other part of that is, are you designing this entire look of your business to attract that specific person who's looking for what you have to offer? Not everybody, but that person that's looking for what you have to offer. And if they're not the person, if they're not your ideal customer or client, is it attractive enough? Is it aesthetic enough to where they're going to be able to remember it and talk about it to the person that they know is looking for this specific product or experience? So it's all interconnected, but I tell you, it's so beyond the logo.
Oh man, thank you. Beyond the logo, girl. That's a book title right there. Beyond the logo. Okay, like branding is. You can take it, girl. Beyond the logo. That was good.
That hit me in my chest.
That is a good time. I know, right? I got the tingles. Well, listen, just give me a little credit, okay? So when you talk about it in the acknowledgement, just hook me up. Okay. Absolutely. Okay, so we're about to go ahead and wrap this up. First of all, a couple things, Michelle. I'm going to put you on the spot because I think that our urban CEOs need to get some more insight as to branding. And so I would like to ask if you could become one of our urban CEO professors. We'll tell you offline how to be able to get that done. But okay, look, I knew she was gonna say yes. So I was like, I'm gonna put her on the spot. I knew she was because she's always ready, right? So that's the first thing. Second thing is for those individuals who are like plugging in and they're connecting, they're saying that's my person right there. If we were to do kind of like an infomercial, explain to us again. Who is it specifically that you look to work with, and what is it, if we can just talk about like a result or something like that, what is it that they can expect to get when working with you?
Wow. My ideal customer,
a lot, right? No.
Right. Well, my ideal customer, and I had to narrow it down because I found myself attracting, and this was something that the brand experience really, I had to fine tune it because I started attracting the wrong people with just a pretty logo, which is very easy for me to do. So my ideal customer or client, I should say, someone that's going to come to me. They're absolutely hungry for presenting what it is that they have to offer. And they're ready. They're absolutely ready. They're ready to make moves. They're very sure about who they are, who they want to serve, and how they're going to serve them. And if they're not, I'm definitely, my program, Ignite Day, definitely helps them to fine tune what that is, who they are, who they're here to serve, how they're going to serve them, when they're going to serve them, where they're going to serve them. So, the end results. So what I like to do is I always like to figure out, whoever approaches me, whoever comes to me for work to get done, I don't just pick up and design a logo, because it's so hard for me to do that, because I know the setup. Completely know the setup. It's a setup for a letdown. If you think you're just going to come and just design a logo and go be happy, merry, and everybody comes, it just doesn't work that way. So I always try to figure out what it is that they're trying to do. What is it? Who are you trying to talk to with this brand? Who are you? Do you even have a brand? What is the experience behind it? What happens when, they reach out to your company? What do you want to happen? What do you expect? What is the end result that you're looking for? And so we take that end result that they're looking for to happen, and we dissect an entire brand experience to make sure that they reach that specific customer. And once they reach that specific customer, from there, it's really and truly about them at that point managing that customer from the rooter to the tutor. And I promise you, it works every single time. And when people consult with me, they get something that they didn't expect, because they completely think that they're just coming to get a logo, pay $350 or whatever for the logo, and we can keep it moving. Nah, buddy. We're going to make sure we dissect. Even if there's somebody that know what they want, know what they're doing, and they've been doing it for a while, they're just for rebranding. And I find out, again, they haven't even established the other brand. I said, well, can I see any content as it pertains to this first brand? Let's see it, and then I go and I see, and then we go from there, and I'm like, okay, yeah, there's nothing going on. Why are you rebranding? What are we doing? And so it's really about helping them to really fine tune who they are, what they're presenting, how they're going to present it, the what, when's, why, how, where, and all that good stuff. That's what that's always the end result after people work with me, whether they get the service from me or not. Mm-hmm. They're going to leave with something on the table like, okay, I got to go rethink this thing. I really have to go and think it through, or they of course they'll do the service with me. But from that point, it's really just about discovery. Let's talk about what you're doing and why you're doing it, and what you expect to receive from what you're doing. And from there, we just keep moving. We design a beautiful brand and make sure all their systems and their operations and processes are in place, and then we just go from there.
Well, look, Michelle, thank you so much for being here. We do have your website. Well, we have the HoneyMilk Company website up. Yes. But is that where also people would want to go to connect with you as far as the branding and launching businesses? Where would you want them to go?
MichelleHillCo.com.
Okay. So Michelle, y'all see how to spell her name, MichelleHillCo.com. But we'll also make sure, guys, that, in our videos, we'll include that website too, so that you guys can get access to that. But what's really going to be good is for all of our Urban CEO Academy members, you can expect to see some training from her in the Academy. So yes, let's give it up for that. Okay. Yes, honey. That's how I do, Michelle. I get you on the show, and then I put you on the spot, and I say, can you be a part of the Academy? You can't say no then. You got to say yes. Awesome. Well, Michelle, any last imparting words for our urban CEOs watching today?
Oh my gosh, go for it. Go for it. Plan it out, write it out, be true to whatever it is that you put on that piece of paper, and go for it.
Well, look, that was thevon.com. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Queen. I appreciate you. Go for it. I have a favorite quote. I always like to say, just do it. Like Nike says, just do it. So it's the same thing. You got to do it and go for it, right? Absolutely. Right. Well, look, y'all, that is today's edition of As Real As It Gets. Thank you so much again to our special VIP guest, Michelle Hill. Guys, we'll let you know when her content has been uploaded to the Urban CEO Academy. So if you're not a part of it, you need to go ahead and join. Just go to urbanceonetwork.com. Also below, I think you can see, like in the banners down below, you can see where it says to text, to join the movement, send that text message. Make sure you send that text message, because many times throughout the month, we like to do special giveaways, okay? Your girl loves giving away stuff. And one of the things I promise you we're going to do is we're going to purchase some incredible products from her company, and we're going to make sure that at least 1 to 2 of our Urban CEO Academy members walk away away with some special gifts. Now, this is the thing that I want to encourage you guys. Anytime you win gifts, number one, please take pictures. But number two, I want you to use it also as a source of inspiration. She can help you. And so if you decide, you know what, well, maybe I want to learn about this particular business, this is her forte. She's going to help you to get your brand rocking and rolling. She's going to help you to identify if this is the gift, right? If this is what you want to do, if this is something you're passionate about. So make sure when you guys get those things, don't just use it, but also use it. You know what I'm saying? Don't just use it, but use it. So that has been another edition of As Real As It Gets TV. I am your host, Taria Vision Avant. Thank you again to our co-host and our VIP special guests, as well as all of our sponsors for this show. We will see you guys on the next edition. Deuces.